Hi, so I'm Sam, and I'm here to talk about the ASHRA PhD Award, which I was lucky to receive at the end of last year and go on a research exchange to Copenhagen. And I'd just like to start with an acknowledgement of country. So I'd like to acknowledge that the majority of this research is performed on the lands of the Kaurna people and in partnership with many Aboriginal communities across South Australia. I pay respects to the Cultural Authority of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples from across Australia and pay my respects to elders past and present. And so, yeah, at the end of 2023, I was able to spend a month at the Bioinformatics Centre at the University of Copenhagen, working with Professor Anders Albrechtsen and his team, Ida and Frederick mostly. And their group specialises in population genetics, but they also do genomics with Indigenous communities, namely the Greenland Inuit. And some of their biggest discoveries came while they were looking at this monogenic form of diabetes called MODY. So they discovered a novel variant in the HNF1A gene that was unique to the Greenland Inuit, so not found anywhere else in the world. And in conjunction with another variant that they discovered in the Greenland population, they were able to show that just 2 genetic variants were responsible for 1 in 5 diabetes cases, which is a very high proportion. And they were able to translate that into precision medicine for Greenland by undertaking genetic screening for the population and determining who had MODY as opposed to other forms of diabetes. MODY is commonly misdiagnosed as type 1 or type 2 diabetes. However, MODY has a low-cost oral treatment, whereas the type 1 and type 2 forms have an insulin-based treatment, which is a bit more expensive. So using population screening, they were able to accurately diagnose people and get them the correct treatment. How does that fit in with my project? So my PhD is within the ASHRA project called OSCAR, so the multi-omic signatures of CVD in Aboriginal Australians. And we're working with the Aboriginal Diabetes Study, which is a cohort of about 1,400 Aboriginal South Australians across 14 distinct communities. And the aim of the cohort is to understand diabetes and its complications, such as cardiovascular disease and kidney disease. How that fits in with my research exchange to Copenhagen. So while I was there, I was able to learn the techniques that they use to do genetic screening. So identifying disease-causing variants using annotation databases such as Nomad, ClinVar, and Variant Effect Predictor. You're essentially able to overlay multiple layers of information to determine the most likely disease-causing variants and screen for those. And the larger aspect that we focused on while I was over there was how to perform a genome-wide association study. So this is a statistical method used to identify correlations between genetic variants and traits of interest. In our case, that would be CVD and its risk factors. And in particular, how to do a GWAS while working with Indigenous communities. So we have to account for small sample sizes, high levels of relatedness that come with community cohorts, and the diversity observed within and between communities. All of these factors, the team at Copenhagen have developed tools and pipelines to work with those factors in the Greenland Inuit. So I was able to go there in person and learn those things and now bring them back to share with our Australian collaborators and use that to analyze our data here. So I'd just like to thank ASHRA again for the amazing opportunity to go over there and do that. And thank you again.